it is important that we also say that a lot has been happening as far as issues, around the next general elections concerned, and these are beginning to generate a lot of debate, and of course, in its way, eat up the polity. And we felt it is important that we use the opportunity to speak to the Nigerian people, particularly our own people in the Southwest, who might, of course, be at one point or the other, be taking sides as far as the political development ahead of 2023 is concerned. So I will want to go through this test that we have prepared, while, of course, every other leaders of the organizations would also be making their input. Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, particularly gentlemen of the press. 2023 presidential election, we say not yet our turn. As the 2023 general election, which will witness the election of a new president for the country, beckons, there is a need for justice, equity, and fairness, and this has become an inevitable task for us as Nigerians, and of course Nigerians of good conscience. As the nation look forward to the expiration of the tenure of the incumbent president Muhammadu Buhari, and one more for the 2023 presidential election, we have gathered here today conscious of our place in history and as patriotic citizens to demand for equity, fairness as a step towards consolidating on our firm commitment to the unity of Nigeria. We have observed with serious concern the open and silent demand and declaration by some politicians in the Southwest justly to succeed President Muhammadu Buhari come 2023. Not only did we find this insensitive, but we also think it is self-serving and unjust. Over the time, we have been at the forefront of the call for the political parties in the country to have their presidential ticket zoned to the southern part of Nigeria. We have had series of engagements, series of media statements and interactions over the last 1 year, demanding that justice, equity, and fairness, demands that the presidency of Nigeria be zoned to the southern part. By the time President Muhammadu Buhari will be completing his tenure as the president from the northern extraction, having served 2 terms, and we have remained committed to this. And it is in that regard that we have continued to call, political parties to zone their presidential ticket to the southern part. We are also of the strong opinion and conviction that some part of the southern Nigeria deserves the presidency more than the southwest, for the sake of equity, justice, and the cause that we are here gathered today for. We should use this minute to assert that it is not the turn of the southwest as a people, and we think our position is very clear that political parties should zone their presidential ticket to the south, but it must also be microzone to other regions of the south, such as the south-south and the southeast. If you observe that since the return to this republic in 1999, nobody from the southeast part of Nigeria has been able to emerge as president of this country. Nobody, has even occupied some more strategic positions since the Fourth Republic. The only opportunity that the people of the South-South had, which was during the time of the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, was short-lived because he could not run, win the election for another term in office. So we believe that the Southwest, having had a shot at the Nigerian president, should look towards allowing others, to occupy the position in 2023. For the purpose of reminder, in this Fourth Republic alone, our region, the Southwest, have produced the president of Nigeria in the person of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. He was president for 8 years. Almost after his tenure, we had the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Jimeji Bankole, who was the number 4 citizen for over 3 years. It is in this same region that the APC, the incumbent, governing party, graciously, zoned the vice presidential ticket to in 2015, and that is why currently we have the vice president of Nigeria, the second in position, who is already running his second term, which will give us another 8 years, as occupying the vice presidency of Nigeria. We should also recall that as we speak, the nation's number 4 seat is occupied by another Yoruba man, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila. So that remains an important way for us to raise the question of equity and fair play as we move towards 2023. It is important that we do not just want to make this statement without appealing to our politicians to zone their ticket to the southwest. We are also appealing to politicians who have good conscience coming from this region to allow others, to bring forth candidates that can occupy the position of the president, so that we can continue to promote the spirit of oneness and national unity. For the southwest, we believe as a region that we have had our fair share of governance since 1999, particularly in this republic, and we should allow others to also have a feel when the presidency, by the grace of God, comes to the southern Nigeria in 2023. 2023 is a crucial moment for us, and it will determine a lot in the stability or otherwise of our democracy. Nigerians should be given the opportunity to elect a leader who can stabilize the polity and move the country forward from where the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari will hand over in 2023, and ensure that we return peace to the polity. We must allow equity and justice, and that is one key ingredient that is required to stabilize Nigeria and to restore peace. Finally, we wish to call on all genuine Democrats, especially those among our politicians of Yoruba extractions, aspiring for presidency in 2023, to throw their support behind candidates from the other geopolitical regions in the south, in the overall interest of a peaceful and prosperous Nigeria. We thank you once again for listening. God bless you.
When Obasanjo was there, they were insisting power must return to the north, and it returned to the north. Yeah, we had Yaradua, despite the unfortunate happenstance during the reign of Yaradua, one of the best that ever happened to his country. But you see, the agitation that is on ground and should be on ground is that power must return to the south. Okay? Defining the south depends on your own perception as a people. See, when we are talking of fair play and justice, Yoruba have been known for that. You've seen Yoruba standing against their own when they know it's not justifiably standing well. Yoruba will never support false positions. You understand what I'm saying? So the idea of it's a new fanfare when people said it's a Yoruba person. I was born in Kano. Okay? And you will remember during the Biafran War, I'm sorry to remind us of that. There are property owners in Yoruba land. Yoruba land is the only place when they come back, they collect their rent in full. Because our parents, in fact, we had one in my village in Adowa Akoko, he never left. Because Kabesi sent a decree that he must not be touched, and he was with us all too. So Yoruba will never, because you are my brother, supporting justice against the other person. Be that as it is, the point is very simple. While it's in the power of the political parties to make decisions on where, who, or what comes up, our own is advisory. Okay? We are just advising them and telling them, look, can we face reality? When we're talking of justice, okay, you want your children not to take more than one meat pie, even when he had the opportunity, when the school lunch is on. You know why? Not because we want him to starve. You want him to face the reality that, look, it is better you take what you are entitled to per time. And that is the tradition. I grew up as a Yoruba man, and I'm sure quite a lot of Yoruba. The battle Yoruba fought for Shugaba in my he's a Kanuri man. When he was deported, J.O.K. I remember back in the days, was mobilized from the southwest by the UPN to take Shugaba's case up legally. He is not one of us. For crying out loud, Akiloye was the chairman of NPN, who is a Yoruba man. Okay? But UPN said no, injustice to one is injustice to all. So we are not about even individualizing some of these issues. That conceptually, what do we need? We need peace. Okay? Give people a sense of belonging. If I believe I have no stake in this pot of soup, I can as well throw stone inside. Or I break it from under. Or urinate inside. But if I believe I have a stake, no matter how poorly prepared, we guide the soup, the pot of soup.
All the soul should also, because when you look at the demand or maybe the agitation for this disintegration is coming from the southeastern part of Nigeria and south. So for us to have equity, for us to bring them in, we should also look at their side. Those who make peaceful changes impossible will sometimes make the violent ones inevitable.
Yes, and I also want to add that the fact remains that for equity, fair play, and justice, we all need to put our hands on the deck. There's no doubt about it that we are in a serious trouble in Nigeria as we speak. And the best thing we can do to ourselves is to be fair and to be able to follow true justice. And to do that, we from the Southwest must also realize the fact that we should be able to come out and speak the truth at all times. So we should not think that, oh, because some people are coming from the Southwest, then we throw everything away and just support them. Hook, line, and sinkers. But we should be able to also realize that for us to move forward, we must be ready to embrace justice and let things be as it should be. And for that reason, that is why we are gathered here today to say that, look, we realize these facts and we are ready to say and speak the truth at all times.
Yeah, again, the second question about people reading meaning to this gathering. Well, we cannot hold people's opinion for them. People are entitled to holding their opinions about the intention and expression of others, and that we cannot do. And as Yoruba men, we know there's an adage that says that you cannot, because of the fragile nature of the bat canal, begin to penetrate the sites. So here are issues that we need to address. Nigeria is currently on the brinks, and any attempt to miss it at this point by 2023, we will all also go down for it. So if we as watchers of society are observant and are seeing that there is danger ahead of us, should we, because people really mean to it, keep quiet in the face of this obvious calamity waiting to befall us as a nation, as a people? Thank you.
Okay, let me quickly answer the question on the fact that the country has been divided along other lines. The question should be, should we divide it further? The country is divided along different lines. And if we must find justice, if we must find a balance, if we must hold the country dear to our heart and ensure that it does not degenerate beyond the level at which it is now, the ideal thing is to go back to the table and find equity, find fairness, and find justice. And the only way that is possible is when we begin to think that Nigeria is not just a race. I mean, it's not just a country of just two straight lines. The whole of the north is homogeneous in a way, such that you can hardly differentiate Sokoto from Kaduna, from Taraba. They are so homogeneous that they see themselves as one. But the reality is, in the south, we are not like that. And the Ijaw man does not see himself as a Yoruba man. He sees himself belonging to an Ijaw nation. A Yoruba man sees himself belonging to the Yoruba nation. An Igbo man sees himself as a Biafran. These are tendencies that the north do not have, that the south have. And if that be the case, if Yoruba as a nation or as an entity within the southern part of the country has had a shot at the presidency, we've had a shot at the vice presidency, we've had House of Reps Speaker more than, I think, about 3 times now. We had the Dimeji Bankole, we had Anete, we had the Gbajabia Mila now. The question becomes, what has the South-South and the South-East had over time? The only thing they probably have had in this Fourth Republic is the presidency of a Goodluck Jonathan that was even short-lived by the fact that he could not, be elected for a second term. So if the country is divided along different sides, only fairness, equity, and justice can bring us to a line for a prosperous country by not dividing it any further.
Well, let me just add something. You see, quite a lot of you media guys there, we were in the trenches together under Abacha. Quite a lot of us had our life and destinies counted because we fought for this democracy. And if you are a Christian and you heard about Solomon and the 2 harlots, the one who doesn't own the daughter those doesn't hold the child, said divide him into two. But those who fought, sweated, lost lives and life. I saw my comrade shot in Abuja during the second trial of Abiola, shot to death. One had his leg amputated. And for paying those prices, you want the same house to crumble before us? Sentiments apart. My brother, as Yoruba, our father say, Ajumobi okonta no entolongba rosini lo nse lori. So that you are Yoruba, if you have a nation that is working, if you have a nation that is thriving, if you have a nation that is moving, you don't even need to know who is your governor. When there are policies, when there are programs that progresses you, under Obafemi Awolowo, okay, Prophet Saint Obafemi Awolowo, we had programs that promotes the life of the people. Today, poverty is being so weaponized that 5,000 naira will change some people's position. So can we now continue that? No. Do we come back to a country of our dream? Even if it is not achievable in our own time, can we start the process? So it's a process, bro. It's not about anybody. Every other thing is blackmail.
And finally, is there still any other question?
Yeah,
okay.
I actually
You wanted to. Yeah.
Earlier on, it was pointed out that the choosing of a candidate is actually based on the political party itself, who is represented, will represent the political party will be based on a person who has cross-national appeal and is able to win the votes for them. We've seen the zoning arrangements being shifted. I mean, the goalposts have been shifted a number of times in most of this political party, as it has already been done by the PDP at this point in time, which has actually thrown the race open to all. Now, the question I would like to ask, considering the facts on ground, who do you consider among even the Igbos themselves to be most credible enough, who have the cross-national appeal to take this country out of the doldrums? And why will we, let's put it this way, why will the Yorubas jettison a Tinubu or the Oshipado at this point in time? I would like to hear your perspective.
Well, going straight to respond to that question, for now, I want to say that having traveled the 36 states of Nigeria and the federal capital, I want to say that there is no state in Nigeria or no tribe in Nigeria that does not have a very competent, intelligent, or brilliant human being that can be president of Nigeria. Nigeria is blessed, our people are endowed, and the president of Nigeria can even emerge from the village of Ikom or Ajagba or anywhere, as long as he is elected or she is elected by the people of Nigeria. We are not yet at that bridge of who is more credible or who has the competence or the popularity to become the president. The stage we are now is to demand that those who have had a fair share of governance in Nigeria allow others to do it rather than bulldozing their way to have it. And this message is strongly for the especially the major political parties who may likely produce the next president of Nigeria, I mean the PDP and the APC, because it is not about candidate and competence now. There are a lot of competent, capable Nigerians from every zones of, if it is agreed today that the presidential slot be given to the South, I can tell you that there are enough capable hands that can emerge as candidates from the South. If it is agreed that should be taken to the Southeast, we have young, brilliant, list of Nigerians from that region that can be president. And I want to finally say that if we miss this opportunity as Yoruba people, the power has to go to the north and wait for 16. I don't think that should be the point that we should be. As the way we had the president for 8 years in this same region, the road from Lagos to Abeokuta remains uncompleted, even after 8 years of having a president from that same state. And so to us, we believe even more there are fundamental issues, of restructuring this country to work. But as it is today, we must first stabilize this polity. And the only way we can stabilize this polity today is to ensure fairness and equity in the distribution of power, like we are not currently witnessing. How can a region that has had the president in one republic have vice president in the same republic, want to produce president again in the same republic? It doesn't sound fair. That is our position, and we remain You know, but for who becomes the candidate, it's going to be the different business of the political parties. And I want to say that every region of Nigeria have capable hands that can be president of this country.